Elon Musk. He diagnosed himself on live television in front of 2.8 million viewers. Elon Reeve Musk was born June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. His father, Errol, was an electromechanical engineer. His mother, May, was a dietitian and model. By age 9, Musk had read through the entire Encyclopedia Britannica cover to cover. By age 12, he taught himself to code and sold a video game called Blastar to a tech magazine for $500. At 17, he relocated to Canada alone to avoid mandatory South African military conscription. He transferred to the University of Pennsylvania at 19 and graduated with degrees in economics and physics. He enrolled in a Stanford PhD program in energy physics in 1995 and withdrew after 48 hours. In May 2021, while hosting Saturday Night Live, Musk stated on air that he has Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism spectrum disorder characterized by intense pattern recognition, deep systemizing cognition, and reduced social intuition. Neurological profiles matching that description process rule-based systems with near mechanical efficiency. That is precisely the cognitive architecture required to simultaneously build a rocket company, an electric vehicle manufacturer, and a global payment network. By 2023, Musk held controlling stakes in SpaceX, Tesla, X-Corp, and Neuralink. His net worth crossed $200 billion twice. He's the only person documented to have personally co-founded 3 separate companies, each independently valued above $20 billion. The brain that struggled with small talk built the most valuable car company in human history. Jeff Bezos. His biological father never knew he built Amazon. Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen was born January 12, 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. His mother, Jacqueline, was 17 years old. His biological father, Ted Jorgensen, abandoned the family before Jeff turned 4. At age 4, Jeff's surname became Bezos after his mother remarried Cuban immigrant Miguel Bezos, a petroleum engineer. The early behavioral signals were specific. At age 6, Bezos dismantled his own crib with a screwdriver because he wanted a standard bed. At 8, he wired a homemade electric alarm system to keep siblings out of his room. His maternal grandmother, on whose Texas ranch he spent summers in Cotulla, described him to family members as extraordinarily focused. Bezos graduated summa cum laude from Princeton in 1986 with a degree in computer science and electrical engineering. By age 28, he was the youngest senior vice president at hedge fund D.E. Shaw & Co. in New York. Colleagues at Shaw documented a specific cognitive pattern. Bezos could recall every line of a 40-page document after a single read 3 weeks later without notes. In 1994, at age 30, he drove from New York to Seattle with his wife Mackenzie, dictating Amazon's business plan in the passenger seat. Amazon went public in May 1997 at $18 per share. By 2021, those same shares traded at $3,731. Bezos stepped down as CEO on July 5, 2021, Amazon's 27th anniversary, with a net worth of $177 billion. The man who built the everything store forgot nothing. John D. Rockefeller. He outlived every competitor by decades and structured his life specifically to ensure it. John Davison Rockefeller was born July 8, 1839 in Richford, New York. His father, William, was a documented con artist who sold fraudulent cancer cures for $25 a bottle and disappeared for months at a time. His mother, Eliza, was methodical and deeply religious. From her, neurologists would later infer, Rockefeller inherited an unusually low baseline stress response, what modern endocrinology classifies as suppressed cortisol reactivity. By age 16, Rockefeller was keeping financial ledgers he called his little red book, recording every cent earned or spent. At 23, in 1863, he invested $4,000 into a Cleveland, Ohio refinery. By 1870, he founded Standard Oil. By 1882, Standard Oil controlled 91% of all U.S. refinery capacity. The biological edge was not processing speed alone. Rockefeller ate identical meals daily, crackers, milk, oranges, to eliminate metabolic unpredictability. He slept exactly 8 hours. He never raised his voice in negotiations. When the financial panic of 1873 caused competitors to fracture, Rockefeller acquired 22 of his 26 Cleveland rivals within 48 days at distressed prices, without urgency, without visible excitement. He died May 23, 1937, at age 97. The average American male lifespan in 1937 was 58 years. His peak fortune of $900 million in 1913 equates to approximately $27 billion adjusted to 2024 values. The calmest nervous system in the room built the most powerful monopoly in American history. Andrew Carnegie. He stood 5 feet 2 inches tall and owned more steel than the British Empire. Andrew Carnegie was born November 25, 1835 in Dunfermline, Scotland. His father, William, was a handloom weaver. When power looms mechanized the textile industry in 1847, William's income collapsed entirely. At age 12, Andrew emigrated with his family to Allegheny, Pennsylvania. At 13, he worked as a bobbin boy in a cotton factory for $1.20 per week. He taught himself telegraphy at night using borrowed textbooks. At 17, he became a telegraphy operator for the Pennsylvania Railroad. At 18, he came under the mentorship of Thomas A. Scott, Pittsburgh Division Superintendent, who recognized the specific nature of Carnegie's memory. Carnegie memorized names, faces, and figures from single encounters, no notes, no records. He managed ownership structures of multiple companies entirely in memory for 7 years, holding no documented paper trail in his own name as legal insulation. By age 25, Carnegie made his first speculative investment, $500, into Adams Express Company, and received his first dividend check of $10, an event he later described in writing as transformative. He identified railroad corridors before they were announced publicly. In 1901, Carnegie sold Carnegie Steel to J.P. Morgan for $480 million, equivalent to $17 billion today. He was 65. He subsequently donated $350 million before his death on August 11, 1919, funding 2,529 public libraries across 47 countries. The boy who started at $1.20 per week built an empire in his head before it existed on paper. Bill Gates. He memorized his first programming language in a single weekend at age 13. William Henry Gates III was born October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. His father was a prominent corporate attorney. His mother, Mary, sat on the board of United Way alongside IBM executives. By age 9, Gates had read the entire World Book Encyclopedia. At 13, he began programming the General Electric mainframe at Lakeside School, a private institution his parents selected for its academic intensity. At 17, Gates co-wrote a traffic analysis program called Trafo Data for Seattle city planners. It generated $20,000. He enrolled at Harvard in 1973. In 1975, at age 19, he dropped out to co-found Microsoft with Paul Allen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The documented neurological patterns were specific. Gates memorized the license plate numbers of every Microsoft employee and tracked their arrival times from his office window. His hyperfocus episodes lasted 36 consecutive hours without sleep. In Microsoft's first decade, Gates personally reviewed every line of code produced by his engineering team, a company that grew to 128 employees by 1981. He memorized the financial statements of 12 competitor companies annually and could recite figures from them in meetings without reference materials. Microsoft's first antitrust investigation opened in 1990. By 1995, Gates was the world's richest private individual with a net worth of $12.9 billion. By 2000, Windows ran on 97.8% of all personal computers on Earth. The man who forgot nothing made sure his competitors forgot him last.